Welcome to Cooking with Chef Rich. Today we're going to be making assorted pies. If you like these videos, please subscribe, like, and hit the notification button. Also, all the ingredients will be listed in the description down below. Anyway, we're going to start off with a pre-bought pie shell. This is a 9-inch pie shell. Comes frozen from your local supermarket. To work with this is very, very simple. You just have to defrost it. It takes 10, maybe 15 minutes to defrost. And then we're going to punch some holes in it just using a fork. What that's going to do is, as we bake this, the pie has a tendency to rise. By punching some holes in it, you're letting air into it and it won't rise. So just punch a bunch of holes in it using a fork. Some people put beans on top so it doesn't rise, but that's not really necessary. We're going to stick this in a 350-degree oven for 8 to 10 minutes until it's golden brown and then take it out. Very, very simple. So, see you in 10. All right, today we're going to be making chocolate cream pie, one of my favorites. No, really, one of my absolute favorites. My son's favorite too, actually. Anyway, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. Normally I go through all the ingredients. I'm actually going to post them in the description down below as far as quantities go, because when I'm making this, I'm actually going to be making 2 chocolate cream pies. One I have to bring home for my son. So I will give you the proper quantities in the description down below of each ingredient. So let's start by running through all the ingredients. We have cocoa powder, cornstarch, egg yolks, butter, vanilla. The butter is unsalted butter, by the way. Vanilla, condensed milk, and water. So and 2 pie shells. Normally you just use 1 pie shell, but because I'm making 2 pies, I'm going with two pie shells. So let's just jump right in. I'm going to take my cocoa powder, my cornstarch, and my water. I'm going to put this in a large mixing bowl. I'm going to mix it. Try to break it up, break up some of the cocoa. This should be good. Next thing I'm going to add are my egg yolks and my condensed milk, sweetened condensed milk, I should say. Give this a mix. Once it's all mixed up, we're going to be putting it in a saucepan. We're going to be putting this on fire. Now initially I'm going to have this on high, that way as well. You do have to keep stirring this. Basically we're going to stir it until it comes up to a boil. Alright, so our chocolate cream pie has been on high heat for about 5 or 6 minutes, maybe 7 minutes. You'll notice that it's frothy on top, which is fine. You do definitely have to keep mixing it, or your egg yolks will coagulate and not be good. How do you tell if it's done? Well, there's cornstarch in here. So what's going to happen is, as soon as this comes up to a simmer, the cornstarch is going to do what cornstarch does and get very, very thick. And once it gets thick, you cook it for maybe another 30 seconds tops, and it's done. So basically what you're doing is you're making a homemade chocolate pudding. I know most people are used to eating snack pack or Mighty Fine, but this is actually homemade. It does taste really, really, really good. I can feel it's actually starting to get thick, because when I go like this, it's starting to pull away from the edges. So that means in a couple seconds it'll be done. You'll notice how the frothing is now going away, and it is getting thick. So like I said, I'm going to cook this for another 20 seconds, maybe 30 seconds. And I'm going to turn it down. You notice how it's nice and thick at this point. I just want to make sure it gets cooked through and through. And that's good. We're going to turn off our heat. I had added all of our ingredients except for our butter and our vanilla. So now I'm going to put our butter in first, and our vanilla. And I'm going to mix that in slowly. This is extremely hot, so you do want to be careful that it doesn't go on you. Once our butter is mixed in, now we're going to put it in our pie shells. Now, you'll notice that it is steaming hot. This does have to sit for about probably 45 minutes to an hour before you can refrigerate it. After about 45 minutes or an hour, when it seems to be cool, we're going to refrigerate it. And later on, we're going to throw some whipped cream and decorate it. So I'll see you in. So our chocolate cream pies, they sat outside for about 45 minutes to cool a bit. Then I stuck them in the refrigerator for 2 to 3 hours to get them nice and chilled. And now we're going to finish them. They look like this right now, but we're going to make them look pretty. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to melt some chocolate. I'm going to give you the exact quantities in the description below. So as far as quantities go, please check that. The chocolate, I'm just going to stick in the microwave. This is Semisweet Chocolate. I'm going to stick it in the microwave for 1 minute. I'm going to do that right now. While that's going, I'm going to take some, this is heavy whipping cream, or heavy cream. I'm going to put this in a mixer. We're going to be making a fresh whipped cream. To make fresh whipped cream, I'm going to turn this on. It has to whip for a minute or two. Then we're going to be just adding some powdered sugar and some vanilla. All right, so our microwave just went off. We're going to check that. If you look, our chocolate, it's starting to melt a little bit, but it has a bit more to go. So we're going to put it in for another 30 seconds. And I'm going to continue whipping our cream. Our chocolate just came out. Put this in for about 1.5 minutes. Just gonna give this a stir, melt it. And while I'm stirring this, I'm gonna put our machine back on. So even though I'm mixing it, it's still a little bit clumpy. I'm going to go for another 15 seconds. As far as our heavy cream goes, you'll notice if you look in here, it's starting to get a little bit visc. You can see it's a little visc. So at this point, we're going to add our confectioner sugar and our vanilla slowly. And then we're going to turn it up. While this is whipping, we're going to mix our chocolate. That's nice and melted. As this gets more and more viscous, I can turn it up higher. You'll notice how it's nice and thick. You don't want to over whip heavy cream because you'll make butter. But see how there's like nice stiff peaks in it? When I put up the mix, if you notice there's very, very strong peaks and valleys, that means it's done. But it's just about to a point where if I whip it a lot more, it will get over whipped and literally it'll turn to butter. So that's ready. Okay, so our heavy cream is done whipping. It's nice and thick. We're going to put it inside a piping bag. If you don't have a piping bag, you can just put it on top of the pies. That'll work too. Works a little bit better with a piping bag. Now I'm just going to start on the inside and do a circular motion going all around. Unfortunately, I didn't do it very even, so we're going to do one more layer over here, which is okay. By the time I'm done with the chocolate, you're not going to notice it. So that's done. Next thing, we have our melted chocolate. What we're going to do is we're going to take 3 fingers. You'll notice, if you look closely, I put saran wrap all around my sheet pan. Reason is it makes my life easier when it comes time to clean up. So I highly recommend you do that. I do that at work all the time. You just go back and forth until you think it looks decent. The best part about making this is actually eating it. Getting a homemade chocolate cream pie at this point in time is almost non-existent. So this is actually a real treat. Especially like if you like pudding and chocolate. Really, really, really good dessert. That's pretty good. I'm going to cut this up and I'll show you what it looks like. See you in a few. All right, so our chocolate cream pie is all done. Cut out a slice so you can see how it looks like. Looks delicious. I'm going to have to sample it just to make sure it's safe for everyone else. I think we might have to try it one more time just to make sure, really make sure. Perfect, as usual. Anyway, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Enjoy your chocolate cream pie. Be well.